Hey everybody, it's KK's World, and today we'll be reviewing American Ninja Warrior Season 15's qualifiers. You're going to hear my positives, then the negatives, and finally my overall verdict at the end of the video. With that all out of the way, let's get started with the good. One pro I had was most of the new obstacles. Although a couple of them were kind of crappy, I think that the massive majority of them, especially the fifth obstacles, were very unique and fun to watch. I think that Ring the Bells is a great concept that isn't used much in ANW. Cubes is also a very fun obstacle to watch and even more difficult to do. I especially enjoyed that rotating transition at the end. Finally, Lasso Launch is a very unique obstacle since ANW doesn't do much rope tech obstacles, so I was very happy to see that. Plus, it was extremely difficult and took out some big name ninjas like Joe Morosky, Najee Richardson, and Evan Andrews, just to name a few. Besides fifth obstacles, I also really enjoyed Kite Server. It was the latest addition in the list of obstacles that require a blind grab. One of the most difficult moves to make in a transition. Hell, it took me almost 4 months to learn how to do one myself. The getaway was also a very cool concept, but you could tell that they put way more effort into it than any of the other new obstacles. Also, it was terribly easy, but based on the function and complexity, I still think it's a pretty decent obstacle. I also think that the pole vault, while not the most exciting or difficult obstacle, was a big improvement over the shrinking steps. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the course this year, aside from one or two stinkers that we'll talk about in the cons. Another pro that I have are the rookies. Even though they weren't able to show many of them due to the 1 hour episodes, I still think the ones that we did see have a lot of potential and are fun to watch. Some of my favorites include Hans Hertz, the Garamore brothers, Benjamin Drake, and Taylor Green. Props to her, by the way, for living up to the hype and being the only woman to finish the qualifying course this year. But that's unfortunately where all the good ends. Now on to the bad, and oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about. My first con is Greased Lightning. Seriously, ANW, what in the hell is this? This is the laziest obstacle in recent memory. Like, I shouldn't even have to explain why this obstacle is so bad. First of all, it's just easy as hell, with just a single move, far too simple for modern ANW. Also, it's aesthetically ugly. You could have called me when taking the course down after filming, and I would have happily destroyed this abomination that you call an obstacle. Another con that I have is Mutant Mayhem. Guys, you're not fooling anybody. It's literally just the cubes renamed, we all know. I usually like sponsored obstacles, but this was the cheapest and laziest way possible of doing one. All you did was slap TMNT branding all over the place and made the water green. Seriously? But moving on, another con I have were the small qualifiers. There were only 30 competitors in each of the 8 qualifiers for a total of 240 competitors this year. Now, normally I wouldn't have a problem with this, but we've got people failing the second and third obstacles and still placing in the top 12. Like, are you kidding me? Not only is this incredibly stupid, but it just makes the semifinals less exciting, since those 12th place athletes go against first place athletes. The latter is pretty much just guaranteed to win every single time. Not great, but we're just scratching the surface of problems. Another problem I don't mind a difficult course, but when you only have about 5 finishers in each qualifying episode, that doesn't really make for good TV in my opinion. But at the same time, I'm happy to see that the course is finally starting to catch up with the competitors after the clear fest that was ANW 14. So I guess it could be worse. My next con is the Mega Wall. Alright, before you guys clown me down in the comments section, I am a fan of the Mega Wall obstacle itself. However, what I'm not a fan of is the new rule. You have to finish the course in under 1 minute and 20 seconds to have a shot at the Mega Wall. This ruins so many chances to have people who would get up the Mega Wall on their regular runs not be able to. So the few who did it though, like Caleb Bergstrom and others, congratulations. I just want these regular rules back, to where you get 3 attempts. And ANW can even save a little bit of money if they go back to the rules a few years back, where the prize money decreases after each failed attempt. My next con is the editing. Now yes, I do understand the fact that ANW is losing money and is likely losing it very fast. However, that doesn't mean you can't edit people in an episode decently. We got so many digests of veterans again, it was ridiculous. We had Luke Dillon, Evan Andrews, Jared Boyd, Austin Gray, Cam Baumgartner, Addie Herman, Isaiah Thomas, Isabella Wakeham, Max Feinberg, Tyler Yamauchi, Chris DeGangi, Matt D'Amico, David Campbell, Abby Clark, Kyle Soderman, Ethan Bartnicki, Enzo Wilson, Brett Sims, and Ashley Bergstrom, not to mention a ton more that I didn't mention. All in favor of these gimmicky competitors like Rick Shin, Chainsaw Guy from the last qualifying episode. But these 2-minute long sob stories are people who end up failing the second obstacle, which I don't have a problem with them, but, at least show them if they're going to be successful. And don't even get me started on the damn TikTok twins. That was ridiculous. But yeah, I know it's impossible to fit all the veterans I mentioned a minute ago with the 1 hour episodes, but seriously, what we got was straight up pathetic this year. And my final con with ANW 15's qualifiers are the runoffs. They were somehow 10 times worse than I ever thought they were going to be. They were between people at the bottom of the leaderboards, people who failed the second and third obstacles. So it's absolutely no shocker that the results sucked and most of the races were just boring to watch. Additionally, they digested or even completely cut several competitors who were in these runoffs. And this creates one big obvious problem. You don't know these competitors. I'd rather know both so that I can decide who to root for. You're basically ending the show off on two nobodies who the viewers have no idea about. Yet another example of horrible decision making by ANW. But anyway, what's my overall verdict? I'm sure you could already tell, but I highly dislike these qualifiers. They were easily some of, if not the most boring and bland ANW episodes that I've ever sat through. But if I did have to give these a score, I'm going to have to say a 3.5 out of 10. Literally only good things were a chunk of the courses and the very few rookies that got shown and were successful. But that's going to do it for me today. What are your thoughts on the ANW qualifiers? Are you happy to see Ryan Stratus and other veterans back? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to drop a like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel for more Ninja Warrior content just like this. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and as always, stay happy and healthy.